All right, we got a match between myself and the green one. This was on a stream during one of our land battle tournaments, but the game was good enough. I thought I would just cast it on its own. Wood Elves vs. Bretonnia. It's an old school matchup. Traditionally has been Bretonnia favored. But we got ourselves Orion, got ourselves some Treekin. Things are going to get a little spicy. So for my build, the Bretonians, I have the Holy Wardens of Lammas Teal. Fire damage and magic damage makes them rather potent against Dryad front lines. Then we have a bunch of Spearmen at Arms and Peasant mobs. They're just going to flock the backline and distract archers. For Knights, I opted for more is better rather than elite. We do have 2 Grail Knights in the formation, but it's mostly Knights Errant, Knights of the Realm, Knights of the Realm, Knights of the Realm, Grail Knights, Knights of the Realm, and Knights Errant. And that's the whole build. Fey Enchantress as well, I guess. Dwellers Below, Chalice of Potions to clear out mobs. Meanwhile, Favor of the Fae and Earthblood providing some good support. The other side, for the green one, we have Orion, Shadows Caster with Enfeebling Foe and Pit of Shades, a front line of Dryads, a secondary line of Glade Guard with Hagbane Tips and Starfire Shafts. Then we have some Eternal Guard with shields in the back and 2 Treekin as well to try and hold back the cavalry. Infantry get mucked up. Dryads will win against most things except for the Holy Wardens, but it looks like Orion's just going to take that upon himself. At this point, I just ignore him. I ignore him and try to go straight for the archers, but just getting shot down. 5 different archer squads all firing at the same Knight of the Realm. They do not stand a chance, and they will die. Are they actually going to make it? There's no way their leadership holds up. I even give him an Earthblood, but yeah, they're going to rout. There we go. Knights are lining up along the sides, waiting for peasant mobs to muck up these Treekin, though the Grail Knights with their anti-large and magic damage will try and fight the Treekins. The Treekin have magic resist. Another Knights of the Realm goes through the front line and into the backfield, just really trying to cause as much disruption as possible, throwing down a Chalice of Potions onto a full health unit. Meanwhile, Pit of Shades from my opponent is casting a Peasant Mob and Grail Knights, so rip those Grail Knights. Fey Enchantress is back here. These guys are mucked up in Cav. Fey Enchantress is going to start draining down the other ones, and a Dwellers Below will hit there. So really focusing all of our infantry killing potential on the archers. Orion, in the meantime, is trying to punish Grail Knights wherever they may be. And a Pit of Shades really did nice work on that Grail Knight over there. Must have been overcast. Or just sitting in Spears and Treekin wasn't good for them. Either or. More Knights of the Realm piling in. We still have 3 Knights on the backfield just waiting to get a good angle. Looks like these ones are going to take a rear charge in the Eternal Guard now that they're not braced and ready for them. That should be a good shot for them. These Knights of the Realm are unfortunately going to charge straight into the Winterheart Guards. That could be more of an issue unless they're trying to charge these archers. Nope, they're hitting both, but the Winterheart Guard unbraced at the last second and do actually take a good amount of charge damage. Now, Zeladia is going to avoid Orion at all costs, and Bretonnian peasants are rallying in the distance trying to come back. Holy Wardens of Lammas Teal are slapping the shit out of some Dryads. They will join the fight soon. And these archers are just trying to find a nice little place to shoot, but look like their formation is slightly messed up. They now have to pull away from these peasants and knights that are still harassing them. Bretonnia is a bit behind on the balance of power, just a bit, but overall, I think they're doing okay in the actual battle situation. We have a lot of shattering units here. Glade Guard, some Eternal Guard are routing. We have Grail Knights that have come back. Where are the other Grail Knights? Or are they the dead ones? Oh, these are the other Grail Knights. Okay, so these guys must have gotten healed up quite a bit because they were more dead than this with the Pit of Shades. Wood Elves get a nice little conclave somehow kept alive, but the Holy Wardens get orders to attack them, as do some of these Knights Errant. I think the time of the Wood Elves will soon be ending. Fey Enchantress is trying to support some of her knights in finishing off the Eternal Guard. The Eternal Guard are really an annoying piece for us to deal with. Lucky shot here. The Spellsinger of Shadows gets knocked on her butt, canceling that Pit of Shades that would have hit 3 units. Then she gets knocked on her butt again, but this time I am aware of it, and I give my guys orders to move on and spread out whenever she tries to cast on top of them. There's another cast, but again, they get orders to move right away. And again, she gets knocked down. I didn't notice in the game how often she got knocked down. I noticed the first one, and since then I was watching for the Pit of Shades, but she just could not manage to get the cast off. More Wood Elf units are routing. Bretonnians are going to probably chase them off. I sincerely doubt with all this cav advantage that we allow any of them to come back. And archers just now starting to rout. Balance of power shifts into the Bretonnians' favor for the first time all game, and Grail Knights are going to charge back in to these poor little Glade Guard. Really locking them down. They do have 27 melee defense. Grail Knights have 39 melee attack, but still, they can afford to miss some shots. Looks like a Chalice of Potions is trying to ruin these Dryads' day. Dryads are going to move out of the way, but maybe can still get a little bit of fire onto those Glade Guard, as long as it doesn't arc too far into the Knights, and it doesn't. It just misses entirely, but better that than friendly fire, I suppose. Bretonnians have a decent amount of cavalry left. The Fey Enchantress is very healthy and very strong, and we have some chaff infantry. That's about it. For the Wood Elves, Orion is full health, the Shadows Caster is nearly full health. They have a couple, 2 Dryads, and 1 Eternal Guard at half HP, but other than that, that is their entire force. All their archers have been dealt with to any effective capacity. Like, these archers aren't going to get a lot of shots off. In fact, they even just rout right now. Fey Enchantress gets caught up in spears and Orion a little bit, needs to get out, hire some Knights of the Realm to come charging back in to save her, get a little bit of distance between her and Orion as she runs away. More Treekinner back. Yeah, I was going to say there's peasants nearby, but, I mean, who cares if there's peasants nearby? Fey Enchantress throws out a quick heal for everybody in this little blob. Some of the peasants, some of her Knights of the Realm. Grail Knights think about charging in, but instead will get a rear charge on the Dryads down here. Bip, bap, boop. And their magic damage will bypass the physical resist of the Dryads, making them a lot squishier than you would think. Dryads have been routed. Fey Enchantress comes back to deal with the last healthy infantry in these Dryads. Just going to start draining it down, helping your Grail Knights and Knights of the Realm stay in the fight, maybe even throw down some Earthbloods back here. But Orion does get off of Gehenna's Hounds onto my elite Holy Wardens. Even though they're very low in model count, they don't take that much damage. It's still annoying to get them poked down, and does rout off 2 peasant units. Looks like a Hawk's Talon is trying to snipe out my last couple Grail Knights here, but they will attempt to dodge for the lady. Ow! Took about half their HP, down to 4 models, 88 HP, but their leadership is holding because reasons. All right, there they go. They rout and shatter. Those 4 will live to fight another day. Big Pit of Shades cast, followed up by an Earthblood. Earthblood trying to heal my precious Knights as they do get Pit of Shades down. And Bounce Power is back to just about dead even. More Grail Knights are back, and they will charge down the Dryads. You know, Knights Errant, Holy Wardens, and these other Knights all just try to hold on, but they fail in their task and will get pushed away. Treekinner pushed off. Fey Enchantress gets slapped in the face by Orion, taking her down, and making the Bounce Power even worse for us. Now, the Wood Elves are essentially just down to 2 single entities. These 5 Eternal Guard that are unbreakable, they'll get slowly drained away by the Fey Enchantress, so they're not that consequential. As far as Bretonnia goes, not a lot left. Another Earthblood cast. Doesn't quite hit the Fey herself, but she is healing up a little bit from the Life Bloom passive. It was mostly meant to keep these infantry in the fight. Winterhard Guard down to 14 HP on 1 model, and they are officially dead. So it is just 2 single entities versus a horde of unwashed peasants. Now we are going to leave the peasant mobs to fight Orion for a bit while we use some of our Knights to make sure no Wood Elf support is coming. And there goes a Pit of Shades onto my collectively worthless peasant mobs. We are okay losing them, while the Fey Enchantress gathers some Grail Knights, some Knights Errant, and some Spearmen at Arms for maybe one last push. Another Earthblood goes down. And the Holy Wardens are also fighting to the very end. God damn. God damn. Knights Errant and Grail Knights going to get a double charge on Orion and just do massive damage to him. Oh my goodness. That is a lot. Gehenna's Hounds is coming out. I try to dodge with my Knights. It gets a decent little tickling on them, but then it fucks off in the wrong direction. We are okay. Though one of my Knights Errant does tear out. A different Knights Errant is only held together by the charge. And they get the charge off, knocking the Spellsinger far away, doing a little bit of damage to Orion, but their leadership is going to falter immediately, and they will shatter off. Fey Enchantress is back, heals up her Grail Knights, helps herself a little bit, but these Grail Knights are doing a lot of damage. Every time they charge Orion, they get a pretty huge chunk off of him. Bounce Power goes in the favor of the Fey. Knights of the Realm on the distance are back. So are the Holy Wardens. I'm really surprised these guys are hanging in there, and the Knights Errant that Terra routed off earlier coming back, and Knights of the Realm near the edge of the map. Wow, they actually routed all the way off. Okay, I thought I saw them rallying, but never mind. Grail Knights almost get Pit of Shades, but yet another knockdown cancel on the Spellsinger of Shadows. Just can't seem to catch a break there. And there is going to be this big Pit of Shades. It catches 7 Grail Knights and my last few Holy Wardens, but their HP pools are so low already that they're just going to get entirely murked by it. One last heal from the Fey Enchantress. Knights Errant charging in. Orion is danger low, and he takes about 300 more damage off the charge, plus the Fey beating him up a little bit. Fey is also draining him slowly. More Knights of the Realm going to pile in. All of these Knights so low on HP, but they will hang in there. Army losses even hits, and Orion dies. And that was just the Battle of Unbreakable Knights. Like, good lord. 2,100 on one Grail Knight, 1,200 on the other. Knights of the Realm, mixed value, but overall quite good. Holy Wardens were absolute chads. Knights Errant also paid for themselves when combined. And Peasant Mobs were a fine addition. Enchantress herself did very well, as usual. For Orion, he tried to hard carry the game. He did excellently. Shadows Caster also did very well, but that means if they had this much value and lost, the rest of their army probably did not do so well. Treekins didn't get great value, though they were more blocker units than damage units. Gladeguard honestly did fine. Considering how hard it tried to shut them down, they still got good value. Dryads did fine. And Eternal Guard did pretty well. Okay. So I guess I just must have healed a lot of damage value. And one, yeah, healing too strong. GG. Roar.
Subscribe, yes, yes.